Wilson, it's really not been his day so far. The man who is 8th in the world rankings, and Shaun Murphy, you know, getting back to some kind of prominence.
When you think
18,
18 months ago, you've done a few match interviews with Shaun Murphy. He's on about packing the game in. That's how bad he was. Obviously, he's got people around him now, and he's now back to his super best. I mean, this is as good as I've seen him play for many, many years, especially in the game against Judd Trump. I thought he was superb.
Yeah, I didn't see much of the Trump match, but you know, this has been quite special today from Shaun Murphy. Okay, yes, there's a couple of frames could have gone Kyren Wilson's way. You know, he had a couple of breaks, looked like they were going to go his way, and somehow he's managed to lose them. But Shaun Murphy today has been red hot. He hasn't missed much. When he's got in, he's scored quite prolifically. Here's a chance for Kyren Wilson. He'll just be looking out. He'd love to win a couple of frames just to make the score respectable. As Dominic said, in his head now, he's probably already written the match off. But he would like to get a couple of frames on the board, and you never know. You know, it's nearly 30 minutes before his last pot. Just under. Come on, Kyren.
One.
Show everybody what you're made of, mate.
Yeah, I think that's the key now, Darren. You're just playing for pride at first. Put on a display for this packed crowd. You'll get every encouragement. And just see where it gets you. If you can get us to the interval,
8.
Who knows? I mean, listen, we've seen it. We've seen it in the World Championship. Remember that time when Cliff Thorburn led Nigel Bond 8-1, and Nigel finished up beating him 10-9. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, well, that was in a qualifier, to be fair. But
no, that was in the main arena at the Crucible.
Was it?
Yes.
All right,
no,
okay.
It was in the main arena.
16.
The one that always stands out to me is the one with Mike Allett and Stephen Hendry at the Masters. When I think Stephen
17.
was 7-0 down and 8-1 down and come back on 1-9-8.
Yeah, yeah. But what you've got to do when you get opportunities like this, you've got to take them and play don't miss snooker. And he is capable, but you'll need a bit of help from his opponent, because you can't see
24.
in all the frames that Shaun's not going to get at least 2 or 3 good chances to clinch the match.
25.
I think, like you said, John, it's just the warrior, as they call him. He'll be playing for a bit of pride. Obviously his family are here with him. And he hasn't played bad today. He just hasn't scored enough when he's got in. He's had lots of little efforts, but he hasn't quite got over the winning line in any of the frames. Well, one frame he did. But when he gave the chance to Shaun Murphy, it was very easy to lay that snooker that he needed.
33.
Oh, that just struggled in. That was the 5th red, 5th black coming up. It's okay. Can't play for the black this time, but he's already made one maximum this week, so he's not desperate for another.
$41. $45. 46.
The problem that will be coming up pretty soon is that triangle of 6 reds in between the pink and black. He can't get over the winning line without bringing a couple of those into play. And it's not really that easy to do it off the blue, because with the pink being
50.
separated from them, that's acting as a bit of a blocker. I was going to suggest he could do it off a ball
51.
colour, but now he's played that, he's going to have to play for the 1 loose red and then hopefully get a good angle on the black, he would have thought, to go into that triangle of 6. Well, the way he's played it, he might just stun into him here, but just got to be careful
56.
here. If you get into it too much, you could finish on nothing. Can he just brush off them? Hello. Oh, you see, you get the feeling if it had been the other way, it'd have gone in, that red. But he just took his eye off the pot, trying to open the reds. And of course, having missed it, nearly fluked it, but worst of all, has left it.
One.
Well, this would be a real cruel blow for Kyren Wilson. It's the same sort of pattern as them 3 or 4 frames this afternoon.
9.
Done all the work, created the chance, and then missed something that under normal circumstances he would have got. But Shaun Murphy today has been so clinical. You would have to say, I would think he'd be very disappointed if he doesn't win this frame and match at this visit now,
16.
even though he's still 40 points behind. That was the only ball really
17.
you could see was going to cause him any problems. It's all about now keeping tight control of the cue ball and not missing anything easy.
Yes, we always say that that frame to win you the match, win you the
24.
trophy, is always the hardest one to win, but just get the feeling, don't you, that he's in such a good place at the moment, it's Shaun.
25.
He's striking the ball beautifully. And I think these 2 reds that will be just below the pink, I think they possibly go into middle pockets, if not corners. So no need to play any cannon or anything. And once he pots one of them, of course,
31.
it'll free the other one. Just coming round now to have a look at the availability of the red to the left middle. Had a quick glance at them before when we were panning round, and it looked to me as though both of them went, well, at least the left hand one goes.
32.
Although he's landed nicely on the black, he could play a cannon. But if he can hold for the red in the middle, why risk the cannon? The cannon could go wrong. He's in complete control of everything now, Darren, isn't he?
Well, it's
39.
just been the perfect day for him. You know, everything's gone his way and he's played extremely well with it. Like I said, he had that scare last night. I always felt that today he'd come out and he'd be a different Shaun Murphy
40.
to that. This is the way he's played all week. He's cued absolutely to perfection. I mean, Kyren Wilson's had a great week. It's not the ending that he'd have liked, but I'm sure with the way he's been playing, couple of tournaments now in the
46.
next couple of weeks. You know, he's already proven he's capable of winning anything. He's going to be there or
47.
thereabouts. This is something for him to build on. But you can't help feel slightly disappointed for him in the fact that he's played quite well. He just hasn't scored enough. He's made lots of little breaks.
Yeah, and of course, when you miss, as he did, and open the reds up, at this level,
53.
that usually costs you. 3 points behind, needs up to and including the pink, and Kyren race will be run.
55.
He's had a couple of finals in the Welsh Open as Shaun. Never won it, but just 4 balls away from putting his hand on the Ray Reardon trophy.
58. $62. $67.
Well, it's been absolute perfection.
73.
He's going to pop the black. He doesn't need a trick shot off 4 cushions. Well, I'm surprised it didn't go in. Kyren Wilson gets out of his seat, gives Shaun warm congratulations, because Shaun has been magnificent. Kyren Wilson, you've got to feel for him, big moment, but there's Shaun, absolutely delighted, and he can't play much better than that, and that will stand him in good stead for the rest of the season, particularly with the World Championship in mind. Shaun Murphy is the Welsh Open champion 2020 by 9 frames to 1.
Kyren, commiserations. It didn't happen for you today, did it?
Well, if we're all quick enough, happy hour ends in half an hour. No, honestly, I'd just like to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I've not given you your money's worth tonight. I'm gutted I couldn't put on, more of a fight than that, but Shaun was absolutely fantastic all day long, and he's outplayed me, so yeah, fantastic.
You've had a brilliant week, and we've loved following your progress across the week here. What happened today, do you think? Did you just get blown away by how good he was?
Yeah, basically, Shaun's a class act. He's been there and won everything, so I think that the early sort of frames, Shaun pinched a couple, and I just couldn't find the momentum after that. And, he outplayed me in the long potting, safety, break building. It was just fantastic. So hold my hands up, the better player won.
When he... Very gracious in defeat, Kyren. I mean, I just wonder, how did you feel at the interval when you were 7-1 down? Did you still believe you could pull it back?
Honestly, I still back myself. I'm a fighter. I'll always fight to the end. I want to give people their money's worth. So I was always prepared to put a fight on. It didn't help getting caught out by Storm Dennis. I'm drenched.
You didn't get any hailstones on you, did you, when you came in?
No, just the ones from Shaun today.
There is the commiseration, I guess, of the £5,000 cheque for the highest break of the week. That wonderful 147 right at the start.
Yeah, a very proud moment in my career. I've never done any good in this arena, and I love playing here. I love the support the people of Cardiff and the people that have travelled up have given me on and off the table. So thank you to everyone. It's been amazing.
And I'm sure your two lads enjoyed watching you beat Neil Robertson and Ronnie O'Sullivan in particular.
Yeah, they've come for tonight's session. They've only seen 2 frames, so they're not going to be too happy with me. But no, it's, you know, snooker's a tough sport. You've got to take these defeats on the chin and learn from them, and hopefully come back stronger.
Well, all the best for the rest of the season, Kyren. It's been a great to watch you this week. Many congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Your runner-up, Kyren Wilson. Shaun, many congratulations. Some very warm words there from Kyren. How does it feel, not just to win, but to win in that way?
Well, I mean, like, after the way I came through last night and nearly threw it all away, I didn't expect that at all. I was just pleased to, like, you know, still have a match to come to today. But yeah, I mean, I knew from the outset I had to be on my game, and you know, you've got somebody like Kyren in the corner who's had a great couple of last week's semis and then the final here, obviously knocking out Ronnie yesterday, making the maximum. You know you've got to up your game. And the other thing I have to say, I can't not comment on it. I thought I had every little bit of run today. I had all the luck. It was just embarrassing, and I'd love to say sorry, but I'm not.
Well, why should you be? I mean, you know, as you say, last night it was so late. You were sat with us in the studio after winning. It was, what, 12:10. We're saying, are you going to be tired today? I mean, you know, no sign of any tiredness.
Yeah, no, I think if you asked all the lads, you know, I speak for all of them, that, you know, if you can't get up for an event like this with a great crowd, passionate crowd, you know, in a great city like Cardiff for an important trophy like this, then you really ought to ask yourself a few questions. So, yeah, there was no scare of that for me today. But as I say, I knew I had to be on my A game from the outset, and luckily for me, I was.
Second ranking title of the season for you. What does this mean? Because you were saying 12 months ago you didn't know whether you still had it in you.
Yeah, you know, I owe a lot of thank yous to some, you know, very important people, including my wife and, you know, my coach, Chris. You know, I had a lot of stern conversations in the summer about whether I still had it and whether I could still face it out here. It's not easy, this. It's quite gladiatorial. We're out here on our own. We don't have a teammates. We don't have caddies, whispering sweet, nothing. It's quite difficult, this. And, you know, they and a couple of others sort of nursed me back. You know, they brought me back because I was almost gone. And, you know, I owe them a big thank you. This may well be the first time I've ever won 2 ranking events in a season, so that's special. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing the season now.
And what is next for you to get back to the top of the world and to challenge at the World Championships?
Oh, grief. I mean, there's some very good players in the mix. Like, we're all too experienced now to sort of start saying that, you know, if you win this, you're going to be favourite for something else. And it's just great to be in good form. You know, I think we've both shown that this week. And there's a lot of guys playing well just at the right time of year.
And this is I think this is a record win for the Welsh Open, 9-1.
Grief. I didn't know that. Listen, it's, you know, on another night you'd be out here and we'd be here till 1 in the morning. You know, I said last night about the match with Yan Mintao. I don't want to say it was a long match, but there was a birthday halfway through it. Like, you know, it was. That's just the way it goes in our sport. And I've stood here in Kyren's position before, and, you know, it's not easy to take, but he will come back stronger. He's a great player, a future champion in the making, and he'll be back stronger.
Well, Shaun, many congratulations. You've got a few hours to celebrate now, so enjoy the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 Welsh Open champion, Shaun Murphy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, World Snooker Tour Events Director Katie Oldfield and the 6-time champion of the world, Ray Reardon. First, receiving £30,000 and the runners-up medal, Kyren Wilson. And now to the winner, receiving £70,000, the Ray Reardon Trophy, and the title, ManBetX Welsh Open Champion 2020, Shaun Murphy!
Yeah, Ray Reardon there, a real legend of the sport, presenting Shaun Murphy with the Ray Reardon Trophy. Really special moment for him. 14 years after he finished runner-up here, he gets his hands on that trophy. Dominic Dale and Willie Thorne. I mean, just sum that up, what it means for him to win it, and to win it as emphatically as he did.
I think it's a tremendously dominant performance. Who could have envisaged a 9-1 performance like that over a great player like Shaun, over Kyren Wilson? That semi-final match last night went on after midnight, 4¼ hours, and to come out there and perform that well today, terrific credit to Shaun Murphy, a wonderful performance.
I think Shaun will get a bigger thrill, amazing enough, how they're getting presented the trophy by Ray Reardon. I mean, he went to Ray 2 or 3 times to a bit of coaching, and Ray Reardon, 6-time champion of the world. There's no better accolade than to have a trophy presented by Ray Reardon, without a doubt.
The best ever win here in the Welsh Open, 9-1. Terrific for him. What about the tournament, just briefly overall? Has it been a good year for you?
It's been a good one for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I met some great people, and there's been some sparkling performances out there.
Not just you personally, but the tournament as a whole.
I think we had some of the best 8 players in the world in the quarter-final. Obviously, we lost the 2 greatest in Judd Trump and Ronnie O'Sullivan, but this final was Shaun Murphy would have been a match for anybody.